Hey everybody, we are here in Gettysburg. Right now we're at the Lincoln Train Museum. We are here just a couple of days after the 255th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg in the Civil War. We're going to do a little bit of railroad fun today. We're going to visit the Lincoln Train Museum. Going to go check out the railroad station where Lincoln arrived. In the 1850s, Lincoln started working railroad law. Within a few years, he was the leading practitioner of railroad law in the United States. Lincoln really saw railroad as the future in this country, bringing the country together. And there's Lincoln now.
We remain a united country. All men
Take a look at the Lincoln Memorial coins. You got coins dating back to the early 1900s, a few different versions from the early 70s. A diorama of miniatures here set up into the battle. If you haven't seen our previous video from probably about 2 years ago, visiting Civil War Tales, diorama with miniature cats, put a link to that down below. It's really cool. It's very historically accurate to a miniature diorama, and all the soldiers are cats. And a baseball legend, George Herman Ruth. Oh, great. Here's the agreement where the Red Sox made the mistake of giving Babe Ruth to the Yankees. There's some like 3D art shadow boxes along here too. Along this way in here, there's all these videos that show and tell you a little bit of history of the U.S. and some of the progress. Let's go through. There's going to be some more stuff in here.
President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, and his son Willie, who had died in 1862 of disease. The journey had actually began 7 days earlier, April 14th, 1865.
It's a pretty neat little layout here. Kind of a cool way of adding some movement to the story that they're showing the video above. There's a little spot where the Springfield is going to be the final resting place for President Lincoln. The train will come around and make a stop there. Another link, we went to the largest miniature village in the world a couple months ago in the spring in Pennsylvania, so we'll put a link to that down below if you like miniature railroads. That is a phenomenal layout, and that's over towards Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, near Allentown. This is the Lincoln casket. It's on the private car. It's like sort of like a little simulator ride, like a train ride. You can see the scenery outside of the windows moving along. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of like an American history and where we've come in just about 5 minutes. Not a bad little show. And right in here is where the simulator will, this is looking inside from the outside of the simulator. A little bumpy ride, kind of like an actual train ride. It's not as big as the biggest miniature village we saw, but this is a pretty neat little layout. Little buttons that animate different aspects of the layout. You can see the swings moving around there. The crazy cars, let's hit that button. And check out the bumper cars moving around. See the Ferris wheel moving around. Carousel is spinning. Flight School, classic spinner. Looks a little bit like Dumbo. there's about to be a prison break here. Even the school bus is moving around here now. It's got some animation going here. We got multiple trains coming around the bend. But there's not just the layout here, there's all sorts of train cars right here. There's quite a bit of displays of different train cars, miniature trains. It's as much a railroad museum as it is a bit of Americana and Lincoln history. As always, there's time to find Disney somewhere. Almost anywhere you go, you're gonna find a little Disney. Lincoln Train Museum in Gettysburg, I got you some Disney right here. Check this out, it's the original Seven Doors Mine Train from 1987. And that's not all. Right below here, we have Happy Birthday Mickey 1988. Little train here that's got Pluto, Huey, Louie, and Dewey. There's Donald and Daisy. And there's Mickey and Minnie right there. And look who's driving, Goofy. Happy birthday. There's a bit of stamp collection as well as some coins here. This museum is a bit of a grab bag. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got a bunch of train stuff, and then it also has a bunch of just various memorabilia and history for presidents and certain celebrities. And you're saying, Bill, yeah, you showed me a little Disney. What about Star Wars? Can you find me some Star Wars in Gettysburg? Yes, yes I can. Behold, some old Star Wars figures here. There's Obi-Wan, and I think there's Luke. There's Solo. Let's not tell him about his movie. And if we look over here to the left, oh my gosh, even more Disney. Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, Jungle Book, Pinocchio, Aladdin.
The procession would move to the Cook County Courthouse. That procession included over 25,000 citizens.
That was Lincoln Train Museum. Pretty small. I spent not quite an hour in there. It was kind of okay to check out. Relatively inexpensive. Let's go to our second stop now. All right, everybody, so we've come to our next stop, the Lincoln Diner, where Lincoln actually ate. Okay, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Where we're really at is here, the Gettysburg Railroad Station. In 1858, the Gettysburg Railroad Station here was built, and a few years later, in 1863, this is where Abraham Lincoln arrived by train before delivering his Gettysburg Address here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We're going to go and take a look inside the railroad station here. This is most likely the locomotive that would have pulled Abraham Lincoln's train into Gettysburg. This main building here for the railroad station was actually divided into two rooms. You see back here, this line dividing the room, that actually was a wall separating so women and children and men could wait on different sides of the train station. And if you look at this arc here on the floor, this depicts where a spiral staircase was, where it started from the floor. And if we look up here, you can see this is where the spiral staircase went to. And right up there, you can see the rest of the staircase still exists up there. It's just been removed for the lower half here. This is where the one side of the waiting room would have been, with the spiral staircase right there in the middle. And of course the spiral staircase shows the second floor and the cupola of the where the bell is on top. And right here they would have gathered some of their tickets. In July 1st, 1863, the station here, actually they suspended train operations and it became a hospital, a Civil War hospital. And even once they resumed normal railroad service on the 10th of July, it remained a little bit more sporadic because of how many wounded were coming in here to ride to wherever they were going from Gettysburg. So not only was this the well-known place where Abraham Lincoln arrived to deliver his Gettysburg Address, but it also was a Civil War hospital for a while. So that was Gettysburg Train Museum. Not a whole lot to it. It was pretty small, but it was worth a visit. It was free, just a quick stop. So that's going to do it for today's Gettysburg train visit. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a little bit of history and a little just odds and ends that we found in some of these places. There'll be more to come soon. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, and telling your friends. And remember, kids, have a good time all the time.